Hello and welcome, it is the next day and I'm Lynx and we are playing a sky full of stars. Alright, let's see. Any more scenes from the past or what exactly awaits us here today? Same old thing started. Same old thing? What do you mean?
Oi, Starry! 俺たちの仲間に入れてやろうか
Okay. By the way, I guess that explains right now how we met this guy in the past as well. The guy who looked like the head bully was called Takeichi Kusakabe. And of course he was the head bully. He was the tallest in class and looked as strong as an ox. Did he fall? I raised my hand and prepared to speak. I appreciate the invasion, but I'm afraid I can't. What? I said it partly like a gentleman would have, so as not to get on his nerves. Or rather, that was the plan.
その言い方そうだせっかくタケちゃんが仲間に入れてやるって言ってるのに
Underling.
お前生意気だぞ
So much for friends. He probably just wanted me to be a bootlicker like these guys. I just prefer to be alone. Sorry. I said with a super cool little smile. As guys, they should have really understood that smile.
なんかこいつすっげえムカつきよタケちゃん
That was weird. It seems like they didn't get it. Yeah, in fact, it looked like it had the exact opposite effect I'd hoped for.
これなんだ
Takeichi noticed the long, thin case I had beside my desk.
お前学校に何持ってきてんだ
He said and reached out for it. Don't touch that! Smug. I slapped Takeichi's hand by reflex. Oh boy, now I've done it.
こいつやっぱり生意気だ
Wait, no, that was Jeff!
もうらいい
Takeichi took advantage of my distraction and snatched the case. Hey, what the ring? Give it back!
やだね悔しかったら自分で取り返してみな
His 2 minions stood in my way to keep me from him.
やめなさいよ男子そうよそうよ
The girls in the room must have sensed up the dangerous shift in the mood and started speaking up.
俺たちは転校生と仲良くしてるだけだってのなあ空見
Whatever, just give it back!
やだね
Saying this, Takeichi unzipped the covering on the case.
なんだこれ
He pulled out a white tube-like object from the case. Not knowing what he held, Takeichi unzipped the cover and took it off. Oh, come on, get your hands off it!
ひかりちゃん早く早く空見くんが大変なの
え
どうしたまたタケが悪さしたの
One girl was putting Hikari into the room by her hand. Could it be that she can beat his ass?
タケちゃん光が来た女相手にビビってんじゃねえお前らガードしてろ
Seeing what was going on, Hikari slipped through the gap in the desks and rushed fiercely up to us.
ちょっとどいてうわ
The
タケちゃんごめん
minions were routed and Hikari made her way to Keiichi unposed.
やっちゃえひかりちゃんやるか
Takeichi put up his guard by reflex. But
天体望遠鏡じゃん
Seemingly unaware of the surroundings or tension in the air, Hikari stared at it with gleaming eyes. Her berry gaze was fixed on the white box in Taka's hands.
天体望遠鏡そうだよ天体望遠鏡だよタケこれどうしたのこいつが持ってたんだ空見くんのその入れ物天体望遠鏡だったんだちょっと貸して
She grabbed it from Takeichi and examined it up close.
ビッグなんて読むんだっけ忘れたけどこの名前知ってる
She couldn't read the English brand name, but apparently knew what it was.
おい空見なんか知らねえけどこんなもん学校に持ってきていいと思ってんのかよそうだ先生に言いつけるぞ
go ahead. I stayed silent and everyone stared at me. They all probably wondered why I'd bring a telescope, something you only use at night, to school during the day. I mean, some of them seem to not know what a telescope is, so they probably didn't, but you know, I know. I doubted anyone could imagine the real reason. But Hikari didn't seem to care about any of that. She just stared at the telescope jealously.
いいなあ、天体望遠鏡。私ね、お父さんに買ってほしいっておねだりしたんだ。でもダメって言われた。光は秋っぽいからダメだ。どうせすぐ他に欲しいものができるだろうって。私って信用ないんだよね。でもしょうがないんだ。前に買ってもらった釣り竿は一匹も魚釣れずにやめちゃったし。ジグソーパズルは3分の1やって止まってるし。
Okay, so I guess she said the entire thing again. Even though it's separated into a few lines. Got it.
ゲームも全部クリアする前にやめちゃうし、宿題よく忘れるし、ご飯は残さず食べるけど、食器をシンクに持っていくのを忘れて怒られるし。今度は本当なのって一生懸命お願いしたんだけどね。ばあちゃんが言ってた。一度失った信用はそう簡単には取り戻せないって。
Yep.
信じて欲しかったらいっぱいいい子にして、それで信頼回復しないといけないんだよ。
That is true. Hikari had an expression on her face like she understood well the hardships of life and sighed.
どうでもいいよ。お前が親に信用されてない話とか。
俺も同じことはこないだ母ちゃんに言われたな。
Hikari had given an incredibly detailed yet seemingly pointless account of her own fickle nature and how it made her lose her parents' trust. However, Takechi and his minions had listened and he had seemed to quell their aggression. In the meantime, the bell rang and the teacher came to the room.
あなたたち、チャイム鳴ったわよ。席に着きなさい。
Takechi and his goons sat down, expressions downcast. Hikari turned the telescope to its case without the teacher noticing.
ねえ、今度これで星見せてよ。
She said, returning it to me. I just hooked it back on the side of my desk without saying yes or no. With things left like this, Takechi was sure to pick another fight over something. There had been some stupid teasing, sure, but to be honest, I was kind of relieved by it. Compared to my schools before this, the teasing had been almost amateur, if not downright childish. Actually, I figured that Hikari coming around to poke her nose in and complicate things would be more of a pain. I hadn't made any friends. Of course, I wasn't trying to. I stopped trying ages ago. Yeah, because you probably expect... I mean, I'm guessing here, probably he expects, like, to be transferred again anyway, right? Besides, who knew how long I'd be here? I just went through each day, holding my breath, trying to ride out the storm. One day, when I was finally an adult and able to decide things for myself, I'd be out of this storm. Or so you think. But right now, all I could do was pray for that day to come soon. Things went on like that for a month. Everyone seemed to get used to me, the alien transfer student. The days seemed to gain some regularity and tranquility. Then something happened to shake all that to pieces. Another transfer student showed up. I started off that day searching the thickest next to the school building. The thickets. When I'd gotten to school in the morning, my indoor shoes had been in the shoe cabinet.
ほんと、竹にも困ったもんだよ。後でちゃんとローリングそばとしとくからさ。
What the heck is a rolling sobat kick? Where is first bell? We have to get to class.
そうだね。
She said, but she didn't go anywhere. Hikari was poking her head into another thicket, still looking for my shoes.
おかしいな。あいつアホだ だからいつもだいたいこの辺に隠すんだけど、私も前にやられたことあるよ。ムカついたからあいつの上履き太郎の小屋に放り込んでやったんだ。太郎知ってる？早乙女先生んちの犬。
It's really vicious. I blurted out.
おとなしいよ。もうおじいちゃんだもん。けどでっかいんだ。
She stretched both hands out as far as they'd go. If her sign was anything to go by, the dog must be as big as a Great Dane, but she was probably exaggerating.
タケのやつビビっちゃって、私に泣きついてきたから、しょうがないから取ってきてやったの。太郎、私には優しいから。
I could see that Hikari was Takeichi's natural enemy. Kind of, yeah. If Takechi ever tried to bully a girl, Hikari would come flying in and rescue her. The girls in class lived in relative peace thanks to her. But most of the boys were too embarrassed to have a girl help them, so we had to watch out for ourselves. Having said that, even the worst of Takeichi's bullying was pretty tame, just hiding people's shoes.
タケはヘタレだから、本当に捨てたりできないんだ。前に、よっちゃんの体操着を川に流しちゃったことがあって、弁償させられて、タケのやつ、おっちゃんにめちゃめちゃ怒られたんだって。因果応報だって、ばあちゃんが言ってた。
Karma. Hika nodded with a look like, that's just what I think too. But I wondered if Shirley knew what karma meant. We both dropped the conversation and focused on looking for the shoes.
ね
え。Yeah?
空見くんはどうして友達作ろうとしないの？
Hikari looked like she'd been wanting to ask this for a while. It's just how I am.
ほら、それ、なんか冷めててひねくれてる。
Her open expression cut right through me. But I kept cool on the outside. And...
そうだよ。そんなだから、タケたちにもしつこくちょっかいかけられるんだよ。もっとフレンドリーに行こうよ。例えば、一緒に望遠鏡で星見ようぜとかさ。
You're all about that, aren't you? So that's what you're after. Hikari had been eyeing me and my telescope like a hawk. For such a normally fickle person, she was being awfully persistent.
いいじゃん、見せてくれたって。一度だけでいいからさ。
Hikari suddenly turned defiant. No.
なんでよ。理由を聞こうじゃないか。
I don't have to tell you anything.
どうして使わないのにいつも学校に持ってきてるの？
Who knows? She looked at me like she didn't know what to do with me. Forget about it. Just go back to class. There's some transfer student copy today, isn't there?
そうだった。女の子なんだって。都会に住んでた子だって言ってたよ。どんな子だろうね。やっぱりおしゃれなのかな。曲もとかそういうのやってたりするのかな。
Supermodel. If you want to know so bad, shouldn't you head back to class?
そっか。じゃあ早く見つけよう。くそー。タケのアホ目どこに隠した？
It didn't look like there was any way she was leaving first. I sighed and kept looking. We finally found my indoor shoes inside a storage box in the corner of the schoolyard. Just like Hikari said, it was somewhere with a roof where they wouldn't get dirty. The shoes themselves were still brand new. But the bell had already rung by the time we get back to class.
やっぱ朝の会始まっちゃってるよ。
We could hear Miss Tome's voice from the classroom. If you go in now, we're still safe. I'll explain you what helping me.
待って。
Hikari snuck to the back door of the classroom and opened it soundlessly. Cut it out! I said shocked, but Hikari didn't listen and just peeked through the gap in the door. A girl was standing in front of the blackboard. Just like I had done 1 month earlier. But this time the mood was totally different. Unlike me with my wet pants and the missing shoes, she's too tall in clean clothes, staring at everyone with a kind of primeness about her. But most of all,
サングラスしたら大女優みたい。
she was exactly what everyone had imagined when they heard the words transfer student from the big city. The classroom was all abuzz. Even Takeichi started instantly completely starstruck by the sight.
毒もだ。やっぱり毒もなんだ、きっと。
Can you correct her? It's super module. What does that even mean? I guess that she was trying to say supermodel, but for Hikari it probably had the same vague familiarity as king or assassin. I don't know about the model, but her clothes, especially those gloves. Gloves. I can't read. Or more like, why do I make up words in my mind instead of reading what's in front of me? She doesn't even have gloves on. Especially those glasses were nice, her posture was good, and she certainly drew attention. I ended up staring through the gap as well.
空見くん、チャンスだ。
As soon as she said it, Hikari dropped down on all fours and slipped into the classroom. Hey! With no other choice, I followed after. With everyone focused on the new girl, no one noticed us at all. Hikari had been right. It was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I looked at the new girl through the gaps in the desk as I crawled along. For some reason, she made me nervous. Maybe it was because I was a transfer student like her. I knew it would be a huge deal here in the shrinking Mikazuki village for 2 kids in a row transferring like this. It probably also had something to do with her unusual fashion. Her flashy city style really didn't match this old wooden classroom. But what I really couldn't stop staring at was the face behind those sunglasses. With part of her face hidden like that, everyone in class was probably imagining she was some great beauty. That was all just because sunglasses had a feeling of maturity. What? Something unsuited to kids, and it created an air of mystery about her.
はじめまして。
Hajimemashite! The new girl said with a touch of arrogance. Hello, wow! Sounded through the classroom. Like everyone was shocked she spoke the same language as they did.
私は天の川さん。
Ah! Let's go. She's noticed. Maybe. Miss Saotome interrupted her introduction.
教室ではサングラスを外しましょうね。
Okay, no, she didn't notice.
でもこれは。
Suddenly, Timmy the new girl started to protest, but Miss Saotome just stared silently. The new girl looked down in embarrassment. She clearly didn't want to take off her sunglasses. And then...
先生、遅刻してきた奴らがいます。
Just as Hikari was about to reach her seat, Takeshi noticed her and called out in a mocking voice.
ほうき星さん、それに空見くんも。さてこの野郎、誰のせいだと思ってるんだ。
知るか、空見なんかの肩を持つからだ、バータ。
For a moment, the spell had been lifted from the classroom and everyone was suddenly staring at us as rowdy as ever.
はいはい、みんな静かに。二人ともどうして遅れてきたの？違うの先生、悪いのはタケで、あいつが空見くんの上履き隠したから。
俺知らないもん。
あいつ。空見くん、どうして遅れてきたの？空見くん？
I stared at the new girl, not aware I was being called on in all the noise of the classroom. I stared because... She took off the glasses, huh? She'd taken off her sunglasses. Soon everyone was staring at her like me. Our tiredness forgotten, the whole class focused their eyes on the same point. Her eyes.
なにあの目。
There is nothing wrong with her eyes, come on!
色が違う。
The eyes she had hidden behind those sunglasses were 2 different colors. Her left eye was a deep blue, and the right was orange tinged with yellow. Unlike earlier, now everyone was speaking in low voices, unwilling to break the quiet as they turned their inquisitive eyes on her. She sniffed once and ran her hair behind her ears, as if to shake off all the rude stares. She introduced herself. Quietly, but I'm sure no one actually heard her.
天の川さんは都会での暮らしが長く
While the teacher gave the usual everyone be sure to be nice line, I continued to stare dumbfounded. I knew I shouldn't, but no one was stopping me, so I didn't stop. The new girl looked at me with doubt in her eyes. They look like albireo. I mean, your eyes look like albireo. That's what? The new girl opened her multicolored eyes wide in surprise. And the next moment, tears started to well up. Those blue and orange eyes seemed to sink into sorrow as teardrops like jewels flowed down her cheeks. And at last, my ears! Hey, the new girl's face went completely red as she began weeping. Hey, Miss Sotume was thrown off by this unexpected turn of events. She probably doesn't even know what that means, right? We all know it's about the stars. Hey, sobbing loudly, the new girl stumbled out of the classroom.
少し自習しててちょうだい。教室から出ちゃダメよ。
Oh boy. Leaving us with those words, the teacher hurried after her. I stood completely bewildered in the clamor of the classroom, not sure what I'd done wrong. Right. That day, no matter how hard the teacher tried to calm her down, to comfort her, the new girl never came back to her classroom. She stayed in the infirmary all day, not leaving until the school was over. Yikes. Ugh. I spun through the air and fell to the ground, where I sat, staring up at Takeichi.
転校生を泣かした罰だ
I denounced for it, just stood up and started picking up my stuff. One of Takeichi's goons started to take my stuff, including the case containing my telescope. What are you doing? Without thinking, I went flying at him and reached to grab my case.
おっと
But Takeichi got there first. Give it back!
なんでいつも学校に持ってきてんだよ使わねえのに自慢のつもりか
He said, waving the case around.
こんなもん
Takeichi acted like he was going to throw the case. But I didn't buy it. I knew he didn't have the guts. He looked at me and clacked his tongue.
返して欲しかったら明日転校生に謝れお前が泣かしたんだからな
But there is nothing to apologize for.
そうだそうだ。おりゃー。
From out nowhere, someone appeared and drop-kicked one of Taka's minions. Let's go. There is only one person it could be.
光何しに来やがった
あれは意地悪で言ったんじゃないよ。
はあ何言ってんだよこいつのせいで転校生泣いちまったんじゃねえか
なんで泣いたのかはわかんないけど。でも違うもん。意地悪じゃないもん。
Exactly.
そうでしょ、空見くん。
Yep.
嘘つけあれは絶対いじめようとしたんだ
っていうか、いじめっ子はあんたじゃん。あんたこそ空見くんに100回謝れ。
やだねこんな弱虫に誰が謝るか
なにおー。これはあんたのせいで遅刻して先生に叱られた私の怒りだ。
He's dead. Hikari's rolling super kick hit Takeichi square in his backpack and he fell forward. The impact knocked the case to held to the ground. Hikari kept her combo going. Let's go. She grabbed Takeichi's feet and spun him around with all her might. It was a giant swing, a really serious move. time to let go. Just as Takichi had feared, his feet slipped from Hikari's grip. Luckily, I guess she had been swinging him with much force and they both just tumbled to the ground. I wasn't really sure what she had been trying to do.
大丈夫タケちゃんそう光目覚えてろよ
Takechi ran away, whooping to and fro from dizziness.
目回った
I helped Hikari up. Thanks, I do appreciate that.
なーにあんなのどうってことないよ
Hikari probably still dizzy, flexed to show off her muscles and grinned. No, not that.
What?
Thanks for realizing I was teasing the new girl. I said, averting my gaze in embarrassment.
Ah.
Hikari nodded in understanding and picked my telescope case up off the ground. She swatted the dust off of it. And then...
ワン吉
Hey, is that the puppy from before?
そこの橋の下にいるんだ
Hey?
よしよし元気だったかワン
What?
吉
Why is he there? Hikari patted his head and gave him some bread left over from lunch. She said something about eating all her dinner before, but she's probably been saving him some of her meals. Did you name him Pooch?
仮だけどね飼い主が見つかったらちゃんとした名前をつけてもらう
Do it now! Aren't you keeping him?
うち社宅だからねえ空見くんちはどう犬飼えない
No.
そっかこいつどうしたもんかな元の飼い主にってわけにもいかないし
Probably a terrible idea. Hikari said, deep in thought.
誰か飼ってくれそうな人探さないとんどうしたの空見くん
No, nothing. After starting to feel a strange empathy for the discarded puppy, I rushed to keep up my cool exterior. I couldn't risk weakness like that. Hikari stood up and turned to me, pulling herself together.
ねえアルビレを見たことあるの
Yeah, sure.
綺麗だった
Yeah, it was. Answered Hikari's enthusiastic prodding grudgingly.
いいなあ私も見てみたいな
There she goes again. She muttered under her breath.
綺麗だったよねあの子の目空見くんがアルビレを見たいって言った時私すぐピンときたよあそうだいいこと思いついた
Hikari clapped her hands.
見せてあげたらいいんじゃないあの子にもこのそうしたら私も見られるし一石二鳥ってやつだねしし
You're after that second point, for right? She added this last line with a sly look.
きっと意地悪で言ったんじゃないって分かってくれるよ明暗でしょどうしたの
I can't,
なんで
because it's broken.
そうなのもしかしてさっきので壊れちゃった
Hikari dashed to open the case and examined the telescope. It looked fine on the outside. The case is actually cushioned, so it absorbs impacts. That kind of stuff was no problem.
そこも大丈夫そうだよ
Look through it. Hikari did as said and looked through the telescope. She looked at the nearby woods and the far-off mountains, tilting her head.
何これぼやっとしてて全然見えないよそれに景色が逆さま向いてるみたい
Now do you see? I took the telescope from her hands and put it back in its case. Even if I want to show her, I can't, so just let it go.
あちょっと言っちゃった
Well, that was fast. I'm home! Glancing at me from the big room, my granddad turned off the TV and retreated to his bedroom. Hey? I've lived here alone with granddad for a month. I barely even spoke to the moody, quiet old fart. Sometimes I wondered if he was just ignoring me, but I honestly didn't know. There was some yukon sweet bean gel desserts on the table. I guess that means I can eat some. I made myself some tea and set my notebook out on the table to do my homework. We had arithmetic today. As someone who still hadn't totally settled into the class, I didn't want to be saddled with the title of bad student too. And so I tried to concentrate on the problems, but... That's loud. Ah, what was she crying about? I didn't mean to say anything to make her cry. Her eyes just reminded me of the beautiful twin stars I saw with my father long ago. I was totally confused as to how it had happened, but I still felt guilty for making that girl cry. But she wasn't the only one who had been hurt. Such an important memory being taken as an insult hurt me too. I'll apologize tomorrow. She didn't have to forgive me. I just wanted her to know I didn't mean anything by it. The next day, the new girl came to school. She wasn't wearing her sunglasses today. She sat in the back by the window, staring out at the scenery, her face tilted down. Everyone kept stealing glances her way.
ねえ、聞いた？天の川さんのお母さんの話。
Eh?
聞いた。駆け落ちしたって。
How do you know stuff like that?
声大きいよ。
Continuing to steal looks, the girls gathered in class closer and lowered their voices as they spread their rumors. The girl's mother had originally come from this village, but she ran away. Oh. Later, after her divorce, she came back home in tears. At least, that's what they said.
悪いことして生まれた子だからあんな目してるんだって。
Oh my god. Really?
だと思った。
Then again, eyes like that are so cool. They spread their cruel gossip in low voices, but Saya surely heard them. I mean, I could hear them just fine. But she just stared out the window, her face composed, and pretended not to hear them.
ちょっとやめなよそういうの。
でも、うちのお母さんがそう言ってたし。
Well, maybe they should shut their traps. Is what I would say to them.
あんたら、お母さんが明日三日月村に隕石が落ちるって言ったら信じるの？
信じるわけないじゃん、そんなバカな話。そんなの信じるのひかりちゃんだけだよ。
What?
確かに私信じちゃうかも。こないだもお姉ちゃんにトンビは鷹の子供だって言われて信じてたし。
ダメじゃん。
でもあんたたちが言ってるようなのは。
Now that Hikari had settled the matter of the gossipy girls, I took the chance to go up to Saya's desk. Saya caught my reflection in the window glass and jumped a bit, then slowly turned to me. I'm sorry about yesterday. I'm sorry that I said something to make you cry. But I didn't mean anything bad by it. It's just your eyes. No! The second started to talk about her multicolored eyes, her cheeks flushed, and she jumped up. Then she pushed me out of the way and ran out of the room. Hey, wait! Ah! Takechi and his gang saw this from the other side of the room, and their faces started to darken with anger. Crap. I left the room and started after her.
天の川さん、ここにいたんだ。
何かよ。
ごめんね、クラスの子たちひどいこと言って。別
に全部本当のことだから。
いいんだよ、ムカついたらビシッと言い返してやれば。
Yep.
自分で言いづらいなら私が代わりに言ってあげる。私声だけは大きいから。
We noticed.
ねえ、一つ聞いていいかな。昨日どうして泣いたの？ほら、 急に泣き出したからなんでかなって思って。ああ、嫌だったら答えなくていいよ。ただちょっと気になっちゃっただけで。
怪獣って言われたから。
怪獣？
私の目のこと。
へ
天の川さんの目を怪獣。
へ
もしかしてアルビレオのこと？違うよ、アルビレオは怪獣じゃないよ。
そうなの？
I knew she didn't know. I just...
違う。びっくりしたな。
だって怪獣みたいじゃない。
確かにそうかも。ガジラ vs アルビレオとかありそう。でも違うよ。怪獣なんかじゃない。もっと素敵なもの。
素敵なも
ご覧なさい。あれが名高いアルビレオの観測所です。窓の外のまるで花火でいっぱいのような天の川の真ん中に黒い大きな建物が4棟ばかり立って、その一つの平屋根の上に目も覚めるようなサファイアとトパーズの大きな2つの透き通った玉が輪になって静かにくるくると回っていました。銀河鉄道の夜だよ。知らない？
名前しか。
アルビレオは白鳥区にある天の川の流速を測る機械なの。
interesting.
私の目機械なの？
違う。本当のアルビレオは星なんだ。青とオレンジの双子の星。図鑑で見たことあるけど、すっごく綺麗だった。天の川さんの瞳によく似てる。よ
くわかんない。
そっか。そうだよね。でも怪獣じゃないから、今度貸してあげる。銀河鉄道の夜。すごく面白いからおすすめだよ。
Dang, Hikari solving the problem for us here.
さあ戻ろう。朝の会始まっちゃう。
When they left, I came out of my hiding place. When they could up with Saya, she and Hikari were already talking, so I hid. A monster, huh? I couldn't believe that was the misunderstanding. Thanks to Hikari, I knew why she'd been crying now, and I felt a little bit better. Uh-oh. First bell rang. I headed back to the class. I washed the dishes after a quiet dinner with no conversation. Granddad could only cook simple dishes. I think the neighbors felt bad for Granddad living alone, so they often brought over stews and leftovers. This made up the majority of our dinners, along with ready-made side dishes from the supermarket. Granddad left the room to take his bath. After finishing the dishes, I settled down in the corner of my room and to read a book. Except I wasn't really comprehending anything the book said. I shut the book with an agitated sigh, then reached for the cylindrical case that lay nearby. Opening the zipper, I took out my telescope. After a bit of fiddling, I opened the rear window just a crack and pointed it at the night sky. Everything was blurry, I couldn't even see the stars. If only the telescope wasn't broken, then I would be able to show her Albireo. Dad had shown me that beautiful double star only once when I was younger. Eh? Even though I hadn't touched anything, the image blurred even more. Everything blurred so bad that I couldn't tell when I was even looking at what I was even looking at anymore. And that's when I realized that I was crying. I put the telescope in my lap as I wiped away my tears. What the heck am I even crying over anyway? I didn't understand it. Was it because I had remembered that? Mountain climbing was Dad's hobby. Sometimes he would even bring me along. Oh, is it blurry because of the light? Mom would usually scold and say it was dangerous. I would feel like it was more work than play, so I never enjoyed going. The time we saw Alberio, you were spending the night on the mountain top somewhere. Dad's friend who had come along brought out his telescope and had showed them to me. Two stars nestled together, glowing orange and blue. Right. The light coming from those two stars was the first I had seen through a telescope, and though it was simple, I was drawn in by its mysterious allure. Staring at the light from those stars dancing in the darkness, I had been transfixed, and without thinking I had said, "Dad, I really want a telescope!"
あっくん、クリスマスプレゼント何がいい？
プレゼントならもう決まってるよ。なあ、アキト。
Dude!
天体望遠鏡さ。
あら、そうなの？
Mom looked at me with surprise. Yeah! It was true. I did say that I wanted a telescope, but I had no idea what came over me at the time. I'm sure I just got caught up in the moment while camping on the mountain top. Honestly, I really wanted a new game, but it seemed that Hikari made up his mind.
天体望遠鏡を買って、父さんと一緒に冬休みの自由研究やろうな。
Sure, sounds fun! We had come down from the mountain and returned to our everyday lives. I forgot all about the elation I felt that night, and upon remembering it, wondered how I ever thought stars were interesting at all. But I didn't want to disappoint Dad, so I never said anything. In the end, they had got me this telescope. Suddenly someone was banging on my front door as if it were a drum. What the? Oh my god. Why am I not surprised it's her? That voice. Hikari. I wiped my tears away in panic. Oh my god. She's actually kind of a pain, isn't she? You could ring the bell, you know? I knew Granddad's house is old, but it did still have a doorbell. Did you need something? Honestly, I feel like I could use the company, so I was glad someone had come to visit. I didn't want her to know that though, so I put up a graph front so she wouldn't see through me. What? What was she talking about?
本当は壊れてなんかないくせに嘘ついたって分かってるんだからね。
But I wasn't lying, even you saw it. The telescope was broken. My voice trailed off as I didn't want to admit the fact myself. As it did, Hikari gave me a puzzled look.
本当に意地悪で言ったんじゃないの？
I'm being totally serious. It's not broken, is it? Hikari searched my eyes for any hint that I may be lying.
貸して。
I obediently handed over the broken telescope to her. She then proceeded to painstakingly look it over. After fiddling around with it for a while, Hikari grinned from ear to ear.
これ壊れてないよ。
I knew it. Ha! But the images are all blurry and upside down.
先生が言ってた。普通の望遠鏡と違って天体望遠鏡は逆さまに見えるんだって。
Okay. Huh? Are you kidding me? Why would it show up images upside down?
それでね、ぼやけるのは持ってて。
Light, right? Hikari handed me back the telescope and started to unfold a pipe-shaped package at her feet. A tripod. Where'd you get that?
早乙女先生が貸してくれた。
Hikari told me triumphantly as she continued to set up the tripod. And yet...
よいしょ。あれ？これどうなってんだ？
Oh, he didn't have anything to put it on and he It was wobbly. Is that why? She was really excited, but because it was dark, she was fumbling around a bit. Let me see. I gave her my telescope again as I tried to set up the tripod instead. This telescope had come with a tripod when I bought it, so I sort of knew what I was doing. Sort of. What are you gonna do with this?
ここのネジに望遠鏡を
It's too dark to see well. Can you bring me the flashlight by the doorway? With Hikari holding the light and after a look... I mean, there is lights like over the door. What? With Hikari holding the light and after a lot of fiddling around, we finally managed to mount the telescope onto the tripod. We did it! And he's carrying that stuff every day. I mean, it can be light, by the way. Mounted properly on its tripod with a single lens pointed towards the night sky, it certainly seemed quite impressive. Alright, so... now what do we do with this? I asked her as an awkward thought crossed my mind. It was embarrassing that even though the telescope belonged to me, I didn't know how to use it without someone else's help. Yeah? Hikari picked up the whole telescope assembly and moved it to a more spacious part of the yard. Then using a lever situated between the telescope and the tripod, she aimed the lens somewhere up into the night sky. I feel like I've heard that tune before. She dialed the nearby knob while peering into the telescope. Naruto, Naruto. Hikari was muttering to herself emphatically. So, are you able to see anything? Or is it ultimately broken like I thought? Found what? Hey. Seriously, what is it? What do you see? First my telescope, you know! We all thinking I totally went and said it. With a deliberately executed motion, Hikari looked up from the scope, spinning the dial as she did so. Despite really wanting to jump in and take a peek, my pride got in the way and I slowly sauntered over. Don't rush me. Stifling my eagerness, I peered into the scope. Just like before, the image I saw through the telescope was blurry. Were my eyes just bad? No, that couldn't be it. My vision was 2015 at my last eye exam. I actually don't know what that means. So if that's the case, maybe I was doing it wrong. Like maybe there's a trick to looking through it. Yeah? How did she know? You did something, didn't you? She giggled with a guilty expression. Which one? Hey. Hikari guided my hand with hers to where the dial was located. It's crazy to me that he didn't tinker around with stuff, to be honest. I would. Right. Nothing. It would be embarrassing if she found out. My heart skipped a bit when our hands touched, so I played it off. So, like this. Vixen. Just as she said, as I turned the dial, the fizzy images within the telescope began to slowly change. Yeah. I can see it, yeah. I answered her quietly, my voice shaking as my breath hitched. The 2 stars? Hey, so is this... or is it the moon we are looking at? Yeah, the moon. Like waking from a dream that is lifted from an image, revealing an otherworldly landscape so different from the Earth. Also the moon. I could see a clear image of the distinct hills and valleys created by the craters.
そうだよ。だって望遠鏡はお月様に向いてるもん。
Still, it didn't look like at all like the moon that I knew. What I saw wasn't at all like the glowing yellow disk I usually looked up to in the night sky. Looking at the bumps and valleys of the waning moon, they were so stark against the surface. I felt as if I were looking at the exact same soil that I was currently standing on. On the other side of the vast separation of space, there was soil. I never knew the moon was so uneven. I always had thought of it like a really big version of a light bulb. Okay. It's not as if I hadn't known there was soil on the moon, by the way. It was hard to compare the image of the moon that we see on TV or in the books to the sphere we see glowing in the night sky. Kind of true. There were rocks on the moon, mountains, basins, and surfaces that reflect light and make shadows. The delineation between the darkened surface and the surface illuminated by the sun was exceptionally vivid.
早乙女先生が言ってた。月を見るなら今夜あたりが見頃だろうって。満月よりもちょっと欠けてる方が影ができていいんだって。どうしたの？
Hikari asked me, a little impatience showing her voice. That was when I noticed it. That my vision had gone blurry again. But this time it wasn't because the telescope was broken, or that I couldn't get it to focus. It was because I was crying. Hey?
なんで泣いてるの？
Despite being caught off guard, Hikari was concerned. Tears poured down my face, all thoughts of being embarrassed about crying long forgotten. I was supposed to say this with Dad. Well, he and I were gonna do an observation project there. We're gonna use this telescope and... Sobbing, I started talking about things I'd never told anyone before. I actually wanted something else, but Dad really wanted me to see these stars, and so I put up with it, but in the end we didn't get to see them because both Dad and Mom died before we could go. Like my tears, I couldn't stop my rambling. Feeling that I had hidden deep in my heart were welling up and pouring out along with my tears. I lost both Mom and Dad in an accident. I was taken and let go by so many family relatives over and over again until I was finally brought to my retired granddad's house. Holy crap. Everyone ignored how I felt about it all. Throughout those tumultuous times, I lost a great deal of things. One by one they were lost. Important things, not so important things. The baseball glove that Dad had bought me. The scarf that Mom had knitted for me. Clothes and shoes that I had outgrown. The water canteen and backpack I had used when we hiked up the mountain. My favorite baseball cap. Bicycle. Family photo album. With every item lost, I also lost a memory. And with each memory lost, my heart broke that much more. Whether it was fun or sad or happy or angering. It's like I was just waiting for the future, whether tomorrow or day after tomorrow or just in time that I could look forward to. One by one, I lost every fragment that made up who I was. Everything is just gone. It's like having a pocket with a hole in it. As you continue walking, you end up dropping more and more things out of it. But there is just one thing that I've got left. I raised my hand to my telescope as I said that. For I may have lost the tripod that we bought with it, I still had this telescope with me. It was the proof I needed. It was the single piece of evidence that tied the present me, who has lost almost everything, with the me that had lived happily with both his parents. Sometimes feel like everything that happened at that time was all just an illusion or a dream. But when I get like that, this telescope reminds me that it was all real. It had happened. But the good times I spent with mom and dad really did happen. That's why I can't lose this. I brought it to school with me every day because of that reason. I felt uneasy if it wasn't with me, even though I didn't even know how to use it.
大切なものだったんだね。
She said it so apologetically. I'm sure she regrets pestering me so badly to see it. I shook my head to reassure her it was okay. Honestly, it was really painful. Even if I say that it's proof of my memories, I really hadn't made any with it at all. The only reason I treasured this telescope was because it just happened to be the only thing that I managed to keep. That was it. But I had no choice but to hold on to it. I had to convince myself that it was something important. Is there even anything in there? Isn't it just some plain old empty tube? It was so painful to have that doubt lingering in the corner of my mind. I gripped my shirt above my heart, scrunched the fabric in my grasp as I recalled the pain. But I guess that wasn't the case, huh? It wasn't just an empty tube. The moment I realized that fact, I was overwhelmed with tears.
空っぽなんかじゃないよ。それどころかすごいものだったよ。覗くだけで月にまで手が届きそうなくらい。
As she excitedly told me that, Hikari spread her arms wide towards the night sky. I couldn't help but chuckle at seeing her enthusiasm. Drying my tears, I looked into the telescope again. It really did seem like I could reach out and touch the moon. I'm sure this is what Dad had wanted to show me. A vast and beautiful world, full of drama and mystique stretched out before me. It was there. At the opposite end of this last remaining piece of hope, my telescope. And now knowing the true meaning, I was able to make the connection. The connection between the me who had only known happiness and the current me. Thanks, Hikari.
私がやりたいからやっただけ。だから君に感謝されることじゃない。
There is truth to that. After saying that, with a dismissed look on her face, Hikari laughed jokingly.
なんてね。
I couldn't help but laugh. That was the exact same thing I had said to her first day I transferred in. Sorry for being such a jerk before. I never made that friends because I was always transferring schools.
それも昨日までの話だね。
What do you mean?
だってもういるじゃん、友達。
Hey, she smiled as if to say, "It's me!" Too bad you're introvert. You already got found out by an extrovert. I couldn't help but laugh again. The sight of her self-confident expression was too amusing. It had really been a long time since I had last laughed like this. It was such an interesting thing. I had cried and openly talked about such personal things, but now I was here laughing genuinely with her. I didn't think that it was possible to expose my feelings like this anymore. I thought I had built a strong shell to protect myself from the loneliness. I had spent years hardening this protective shell, and yet it was so quickly breached and broken. Stargazing brings out the kinder side in people. If only everyone could feel that small bit of light from deep in space, I'm sure the world would be a more peaceful place. I want to remember that faint light. Grow up to be a kind person who sees that light that others cannot. I spoke aloud the words that floated up from the depths of my memory. That's what my father said to me when he brought me this telescope. That shining light might have been you, Hikari. Wow. By the way, that would be such a crazy good confession. Hikari, you are my shining light. Hikari was taken back and blushed profusely.
やだな。私そんないいもんじゃないよ。
Why not? Hikari hung her head after her expression of disbelief faded.
もう照れるじゃんか。でも私知らなかったよ。星を見るとみんな優しくなるんだね。
Yep, well, it was something my dad had told me, but I'm not sure whether it's true or not.
いや、なるよ。私今いつもより優しい気持ち。
It seemed that Hikari completely believed what my dad had said and was looking at me with a reverent gaze. I couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed and flattered. That also not me. Don't fear the darkness, because though the night is dark, the stars shine dazzlingly bright. But that one is a little more confusing, and I'm not too sure what he meant. Hikari nodded in agreement.
そうだね。哲学的だね。
Philosophical.
でもよかったね。
What is?
これで天の川さんに見せてあげられるじゃん。アルビレを。
Ah, that's right, my telescope wasn't broken.
きっとびっくりするぞ。
Let me guess, you know where she lives by now. With an excited expression, Hikari once again looked into the telescope.
あれれ
What's wrong?
月がいなくなっちゃった。
Huh? What? What do you mean? Even though we hadn't moved the telescope, the moon had somehow disappeared. Well, it moved, right? You're right.
なんでだろう。
Maybe it's because the moon moved?
だって
At first, Hikari looked at me incredulously, but then it seemed as if she had quickly realized something.
そっか。お月様って動いてるんだ。
Even though it was something so obvious, she had said it as if it were a huge discovery. Up until now, we had never really been aware that the moon was actually moving. Looking up at it normally, it seems to be still, but when we look at it with the telescope, we can tell it's moving little by little.
すごいね。天体望遠鏡。
Yeah. It was like we had seen the hidden side of the world, and we nodded together in astounded agreement. That night, the two of us had actually confirmed one of the mysteries of space. We had witnessed with our own eyes the reality that the moon was in constant motion. Or, what if it was the Earth? That night, the two of us... What if it's both of them? That night, the two of us stayed up late while stargazing with my telescope. And we got late to school again. All the while, we felt the thrill of being accomplices in uncovering the secrets of the night. Yeah, those two are meant for each other. Sorry. Like, the true end is Hikari end for sure. And I basically refuse to. By the way, why the heck do you have? It's so weird right now. If you look at the save files here, right? The day I'm recording and the date. Why is it in Polish? It's so weird. Wow. Ooh. So there are 20 pages total. Okay. Uh, 20 times 10, huh? 200 spots. Save spots. Okay. Let's end it right here. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll see where this is going. I'm really enjoying myself playing the game though, not gonna lie. Oh, I don't have access to gallery here, okay. I really do enjoy myself playing this little game. Seems like a little bit of a gem. Also, I realized I said how in the past I remember I got followed or followed myself first, whatever, right? Basically, I followed the Twitter page of A Sky Full of Stars and so on, right? I realized that it was Pultop's game as well, and originally. Pultop. Pultop who made a game, a certain game we played of. Also, Pultop follows me now that I think about it. Yeah. But I think like sort of stopped or maybe got acquired by Moe Novel. Moe Novel Pultop. I'm kind of curious right now. Okay, so I guess Pultop is in Japan, but Moe Novel is the one that kind of releases it worldwide, sort of. Or Moe Novel was inside of Pultop. I'm not sure anymore. Oh, publisher Moe Novel and developer Pultop. Okay. The thing is, Pultop also didn't they make Desire? No, it was Light who made Desire. But there was something that Pultop made as well. Anyway, I could check if they still follow me or not, to be fair, but whatever. Or I could just check if I still have this message from on Twitter. Yeah, I do have Pultop. Pultop stuff. Something in Japanese something and a link to a wallpaper from them. I wonder if it still works. Yeah, it does. And the wallpaper is with Hikari. Sadly enough, they seem to not be posting anything. Actually, they posted something in December last year, so I guess maybe something will be happening still. They have Dakimakuras. Or had. FYI, I do not own a Dakimakura, okay? I do not have a single one. Anyway, because I'm talking again at the very end, let's end it right here. Hope you enjoyed. We had a little flashback of our MC and Hikari. And I guess a little bit of Saya from childhood. Maybe there will be some more, which I wouldn't be surprised about. But yes, let's end it here. Hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video if you did. I'll ask of that because it's helpful for the channel, supposedly, according to YouTube. If you're new, subscribe. You want to see more Sky Full of Stars? Do that exactly, because we are going to play through the whole game. And I also need to find out what's up with the other game, because there is one more thingy regarding a Sky Full of Stars. And I'm curious about it. Very curious. And the next thing I want to say is, I guess Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description. If you're into that stuff, you can find me there too. And also, most importantly, the game is linked in the description as well. So feel free to get it yourself too. Alright, hope you all have a wonderful day. Hopefully you will drop by tomorrow. That's it. Bye bye.